Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Murmuhu. We were going through the devotees something that is compelling him to pour out at the feet of the Master. See, when a child finds its mother, it has so many things to tell, so many things to ask, so many things to exchange. Especially you must see the children coming from school, young ones, 3-4 years old. They have so many things to tell, but nothing is coming out of their mouth. Then they jumble about and tell something about a friend or teacher or something. And like that, so many things crowd when the person who wants something and is not able to get it. But where am I making mistake also is not known. So when a person meets a holy man, he wants to pour out certain things which is the almost a whole theme of his whole mental structure. Means he is eating away so many things, so much of pain he is eating away from people. He is forbearing so many things, so much of losses, and this one is facing from long time. And this world, as if it is bothering, he cannot tell anything. What is exactly, because it's a crowded thing. In few words, when he wants to tell, I want to realize God, I cannot realize why. I find it, I don't think any householder will be able to attain God. These things, because of the other things, it is the essence or the summing up of all his inner ambitions on one side and hindrances on the other side. The conflict, inner conflict, is pouring out. But it is going to benefit so many people. I find it extremely difficult for a householder to realize God. How few people can lead the life of a life you prescribe for them. I have not found any. Now, this is the thing we discussed in the last class also. So, the whole thing is, you cannot escape the world, you cannot escape your duties and responsibilities, but you can transform, convert life into a spiritual life. A life into a spiritual life, normal life into a spiritualize everything of your life. Spiritualize your thoughts, spiritualize your anything you see, anything associate with God. And when you are sitting alone, if thoughts are coming, instead of thinking to yourself, instead of internal dialogue going on, talk to God. Pour out all your heart and thoughts. In those early days when we joined the mutt, we will be extremely serious about the spiritual practices. But we do not find, first thing we feel, all other things are obstructing my sadhana. If he is allowed to sit, no other work is given, he finds it difficult to do the sadhana also. There is no duties, but mind is not sitting. Body is not ready. Mind is not, nothing is ready. But when as if this other things are obstructing him, is only pretext, it looks like. In Nepamatra. But when we are withdrawn from all things and given total, I am not able to do. Then we understand some problem is within me. One seller was telling, one person brought soap, made soap, Kerala made soap for selling. He gave at half rate the others are selling, because it's homemade. He doesn't have overhead expenses. So he said, if it is you are selling the other soaps at 20 rupees, I am giving this for 10 rupees. Then nobody is buying it, 10 rupees also. Then when he next came to give the supply, next supply, he said, not even once has been sold. He said, you tell one free and one charge. Buy one, get one free. Then also people are not buying. Then he said, buy one, two free. Then also people are not getting. Then he said, there must be something wrong in the product. Like that, when all things are failing externally for our sadhana, something is wrong within myself. So this, what is wrong within myself, is my mind, the internal seeking is jumbled up with so many other seekings which as tendency is driving. The whole tendencies are still persisting. I try to forget, I try to bring new ideal, but they don't die away. They remain in a state which is, I am not able to perceive, at the same time it is not vacating the place for this to expand and grow. As if in some place somebody has brought and put something which is now, suppose a place is put in which acid or something has been poured. I don't find anything. I try to put some seeds. Seeds are dying away. I try to put the seeds. Something has occupied it already and not allowing this to grow. Like that, I see a mud only. But other things are there, hidden, which is not allowing to grow. Like that, inside, there are so many things within me which are now, how to eliminate? I am not able to see also because of my keeping engagement with the spiritual world or spiritual things. Now I have to dwell within myself. I have to sink within myself and find out what are you really seeking in your life. This is called search for the center of consciousness. I have to search where my consciousness is lying. What in and through all my activities, ultimately what am I seeking? Really, what am I seeking? It would be either enjoyments or freedom. Something I am seeking. It is not exactly realization of God, not exactly freedom from all bondages and suffering forever. I am seeking something along with this. This is also my one of the desire. God is also there in the list. Other things are in the list. So when the list becomes empty, some have so many things in the list, in that God also is there, one of the items that they have to achieve in life. They will never be able to achieve. It is one of the other things become predominant each time I want to realize God. Then there are people whose list is same, but first preference is God. They also cannot. But the moment I put the hand in the first present, the next will start weeping, calling, shouting, me, me, me. Then I again shift back. So, in whose list there is only God, he will attain. In householder's life, this must become, I want to realize God. Then all other things that you have omitted from the list will remain in the background. And this will become how to fulfill this now. I have to realize God. Before the body falls away, I have to finish my task. What will I do with these things? Wherever I go, it will chase me. Then slowly the inner voice will start. Your sincerity that I must realize God and omission of all other desires and achievements of this world, all prospects of this world I am giving up. Then inner voice will tell how to manage other duties and responsibilities of life. How you will be able to achieve that peace. This is called intuition from within. I was in long back. I was in Vrindavan. I stayed in our own ashrama, Ramakrishna ashram, for 9 days. I had just taken the sannyasa and gone away. There was a devotee he did not get married, but he wanted to devote his life for the work of the mission. He was doing volunteer work he used to come to me, we used to interact, and important parts of the work, he has to take the decision. Because he's a volunteer, he's not a paid servant. Paid servants have regular work, they have to finish and go. But these volunteers will have to manage certain affairs of the institution. And each time they have to take a decision. Whether to dispose of certain things or to employ a person or to make a person quit. So many things, duties and responsibilities climb up. Now I asked him, how do you manage these things? So many problems, internal problems, external problems, complaints of the patients. How will you manage? He said, whichever department I am put, first thing, I offer myself to Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna. Then I offer all my duties and responsibility. You discharge. You keep me as yours and let me do being yours. With that, I know what is the duties I have to do. They will ask me to take this responsibility. I just offer everything to God. I have come to attain you. All this they have given me. I don't know how to do. You do. You tell me. Then I keep quiet. And as things come, from inside the answer also will be coming. Then he said, it is antar prerana with which I manage. Antar prerana. The moment a problem comes, the moment a work comes, some duties come, I call on God. You show me how to do, or you tell me how to do. I have spent 25 years of service here. In the beginning I was finding it most difficult and impossible for me. Many times I thought of running away. Why all this? Let me go somewhere in the forest or in Himalayas or here or there. Some master must spend the life calling on God. But then I thought, no, I will not be able to achieve anything by that. I may be thinking that I am spending my life nicely, but there won't be spiritual progress. Then again he thought, no, let me, by struggle, slowly, his dependence on God started increasing. This expansion of our dependence on God, slowly increase your dependence on God, slowly increase your love of God, slowly avoid things that can be avoided in the world. Then see that the love, intimacy, and all dependence on God is constant, and attend to the things which others feel it most important. Others may be needing your help. Rush forth to give. Other things. And by that slowly I started gaining my strength on. I could immediately feel the clear presence of God and my clear offering without any. There is all, with all sincerity, wholeheartedly I was able to offer everything, my duties, myself. And then I used to see from inside, it started coming. The prerana started coming. I started attending to. Now at peaceful, any situation comes, anything comes, I need not worry. He is there to guide from within. He is there to guide from within. This is how the householder has to slowly develop dependence on God. Increase slowly the love of God, intimacy with God. Now you see, when I was practicing in those college days, the weightlifting, I started with 10 kilo snatch. 10 kilos, I straight out, we have to lift with the two hands directly. Jerk is we take and lift. 10 kilos I started. Within about 6 months, I came to 20 kilos. I was able to lift in snatch. In jerk, I started with 20 kilos in jerk. In 6 months, I was able to take in jerk 80 kilos. How I increased. But look at the international records. 230, 240 kilos they are able to lift in jerk. I cannot imagine. But how suppose I had put all my efforts continuously in that field, in that direction, I felt enough this. Suppose I had continued, I would have been able to, may not be first, maybe second, maybe 10th in the rank could have been there. Means how we increase our capacity. Similarly, internal dependence on God slowly you have to increase. For everything, I have to drive a vehicle, go while taking key, offer the key. While sitting in the seat, offer the seat. Hand over the steering finally to the Divine Mother and let the vehicle move. Dependence on God is increasing. Slowly your diligence, attention, everything from within starts increasing, manifesting in fullness. The more you depend on God, the more will be your capacities. Not that you will become less and less interested, less taking responsibility. No. All this will increase. If you are before total dependence on God, if you are able to do, suppose so much of work, you will see as the dependence is growing, you will be able to take at least double that within a year. It increases your internal capacity also. Everything is, no, you have to take the responsibility. You have to take the responsibility. You will not sit. You have to take the responsibility. I am there at your disposal. You make me do. So from inside, that dependence I am doing will slowly go away. When I am doing, I have this much capacity. When he does through the same body, its capacity also increases. My botheration will when I do this much, my botheration is this much. When he does, my botheration is zero. And this one, it grows. This is dependence on God. Real dependence on God enhances your capabilities and capacity on one side and gives you great peace and joy. So this way you increase and slowly spiritualize all aspects of life. Everything, whatever you do, let it become spiritual. Link everything. You see someone beating someone severely, I am not able to bear. Now, that scene, how will you tolerate? How will you now link it to the divine? Long back, I was traveling in a car. I saw a dog completely, it has lost all its hairs and skin has been coming out. No food, it has become just here and there. Skin, every point of the skin is bleeding. And it is standing in a footpath where there is no water, no people to give any food. It is a residential area. It is not able to move. Now, except offering that dog to God, I did not have any other option to do. Now, bring the divine into picture. Then think what karmas it might have done. That it has to be in that state today on the street, uncared for and intensely suffering. No water also to drink. What karmas it might have done. Whatever it has done. Now link it to the karmic cycle, the karma chakra, and then whatever it might have done, that is the result of it. Give it strength to bear. Slow, the whole picture changes when you bring the reality. In Hinduism, one important thing what we see is we are always in the line of nature. We are moving in the line of nature. And second one is we are constantly aware of the divine. We are in tune with the divine and in the line of nature. Any scripture you take, any path you take, any simple religious observances you take, whether it is fasting or this or that, anything, leaving the chappal outside and entering the temple, any act of a normal Hindu, the way in which you look upon the family, even secular things, how will you work in an office, how will you do anything you take up and see, it is there. This principle on which the whole Hinduism is standing is move in the line of nature and be aware of the divine. Be in tune with the divine. And this is the essence in which, this is the way in which we live. So if you live in this way, what happens is immediately you will be, every act of yours, every thought of yours, every feelings that passes your heart will become a worship unto God. You are spiritualizing life only by in moving in the line of nature. It's called dharma. Following the laws of nature is dharma. And you are slowly, you are tuning with the divine, is awakening divine within you. It will smoothly and without any efforts, you will reach your goal of realizing God. Wherever you are, whatever your station of your life, whatever is the duties and responsibilities, whatever is your profession, whatever is language or race, it doesn't matter. Where you are, how you are, doesn't matter. This is the principle on which the whole human existence is standing. Be aware of divine and walk in the path that nature is taking you. You will reach goal. Because the plan of nature is evolution of the soul. So this is how we view the whole thing. Why should that be so? I have heard of a magistrate who is able to think of God. Ramakrishna is telling, it is impossible for people. No, I have heard of a person who is able to do everything. Time to time he meditates on God, depends upon God, peacefully is working with the things and is progressing. You too can do that way. Here and there you see perfect people who are exemplifying and living in that state. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.